Hello and welcome to the Dulles Aviation Museum, and today we are going to be taking a tour of it, starting off at the Boeing FB-5, and we have a bunch of different stuff like simulators. That's what all these are, why people are waiting. Then we have the Fairman Sport, which is right here in front of us. And this is an entire map of the museum that we're going to go look at. So then over here you have the Benoist corn type. I know how to count. 12. Yeah, 12, sorry. There it is right there. There's the real plane. Then we have the Nearport 28C.1, and it has a minigun on the plane, which is, if you think about it, when the engine is running, isn't a very good idea because it'll hit the propeller. Anyway, moving on to our next plane, probably the oldest plane in this museum. This is the sign's over there. I have no clue what it is, but it's really old. It's about all I know. It's from 1909. That's about all I know. Looks like they got a new plane. 2 new planes. The wings and that. Oh, they got a few new planes. That? Okay, well, we have the Langley Aerodrome A. That's what this is. Alright, so after this we entered kind of like the World War II type area, where we have a bunch of different stuff. Like over here we have the North American P-51C Mustang Excalibur 3. And then over here we have the Grumman F6F-3 Hellcat. So, yeah. And then we have this Piper J3 Cub. You can also see kind of in the background a Concorde. And then you have this little thing where I'm just going to show you some, like I said, like I just showed you the Concorde. You can click on it, and then you go to the cockpit of that aircraft. You can look around. You can look back here, you can look forward, you can zoom out, and then you can click where can I find this aircraft, and it shows you a bunch of aircraft. And if you look, the B-29, which is right here in front of us, the Enola Gay, then it has the 707 and the Concorde. If we look, we have the 707 and the Concorde right behind it, just like it says in the thing. And then a Boeing 307 Stratoliner. I'm pretty sure. If I got that wrong, please put it in the comments. But yeah, this 707 is not just a regular 707. This is the first Boeing 707. It is so early that is not even considered a 707, which we can get a nice look into the cockpit. It's not even considered a 707. It is the Boeing 367-80, which is pretty cool. And then we have a Nemesis down here. Okay, I didn't see that, and you might not have either. There's a leaf on the Boeing 707 nose. And of course, right here we have the B-29 Enola Gay, which we can get a nice look into the cockpit. We got this Bucher and a Grumman G22. And then we have a P-47 AM60, and I don't exactly know what these are over here, but we'll get to that. Oh, and there's the B-17 that's new here as well. And we have another aircraft, the Vought Sikorsky Kingfisher. We have a monocoupe. And then we have this flying wing called the Horton Ho 3F. And then the Ellipper Formance Cumulus 10. Delta Wing Model 162. You have a flying, hanging plane up here. The Granu Baby 2B2. And the B-17 right here. We have a Lucian IL-2 and a B-26 all getting pieced together, but that one is fully completed. We have an F-86 Sabre, and then we have over there, we have a, I think that's a, I don't exactly know what that is, but then we have a BF-109 and I think a V-1 rocket. Here's the Lucian IL-2 from a different angle. And then we have the Space Shuttle Discovery. And a bunch of other space equipment and stuff that you need to space. And then we have a bunch of satellites and space probes and a bunch of all that stuff. You can read this if you want. Go ahead and pause the video if you want. Here. But I am not going to. Here, I'll just. And there's the picture. And here. I'm not reading all that to you. I'm not going to go through most of the space stuff, but yeah, there's all the stuff. There's even a paratrike. And here's the space shuttle, again from the bottom. And then we have the rocket engines and the really tall tail of the space shuttle. And this is a takeoff from this space shuttle.
And the final liftoff of Discovery, a tribute to the dedication, hard work, and pride of America's space shuttle team. Shuttle Express Tower.
That was what it's right in front of us. And then this really super long orbital launch rocket is the Pegasus XL launch vehicle, launched by the L-1011 TriStar. And you can see the rocket right there. And then we have the NASA X-43 lifting body. So, yeah, that's interesting. And, of course, the legendary SR-71 Blackbird. We have the MiG-21. We have a drone here, the MQ-1L Predator. But yeah, MiG-21 and the F-4 Phantom, which these were Cold War jets, I think. It was Cold War jets. And then if we look behind me here, we have the MiG-15 and the F-86 Sabre, which was Vietnam War jets, I think. Vietnam War. Yeah, Vietnam and Korean War, probably around there. And this is what it would look like in the Vietnam War. So this F-4 Phantom model here is shooting down. You can see the missile is coming out with the fire, shooting down a MiG-21. Which is pretty cool because right in front of us we have the MiG-21, and right beside that, or right in front of us we have the F-4 Phantom, and right beside that we have the MiG-21. And then we have a Lockheed T-33A shooting star here. And then we have the A7 Crusader. It's either A7 or A8. I think it's A7. But then we have the A6E Intruder here, which is pretty cool. And then if we continue down, we have the X-35B, which is the prototype of the F-35. And it's not like an off model, like this is the one. And the cool thing about all these planes are these are real ones that actually used to fly. This is a RF-8G Crusader. And then we also have a EA-6 Prowler If I called the other one an EA6, that's just an A6 intruder. But then we have the EA6B Prowler. So you have both different variants of the A6 intruder and the E6 Prowler, or EA6 Prowler. So the EA6 Prowler has this little bulb on the end that has like a bunch of radios and stuff. And then we have a missile, and we have a Blue Angels F-18 Hornet, and to the side of us we have a F-14 Tomcat. And we have the F-18 Hornet cockpit, so it's the same thing as this, just in the gray livery and just the nose. And then we have an F-100 Super Sabre. Then they have the Loon missile, and they have a Sikorsky JRS-1. We have the front part of an F-35, which is where like the front jet pushes down so that way it can go up into the sky, and then the rear part of the jet, which is the main jet engine, and the nozzle is swiveled down to push the jet up, and the F-35 is just over there, and we have a Sea Knight just around here. Here is the Sea Knight from the side. This is the Bell UH-1 Iroquois, also called the Huey. And then we have the Bell AH-1F Cobra. Then we have another missile, the SA-2 Guideline missile. And then we have the F-105 Thunder Chief. F-105D Thunder Chief made by Republic. And then we have the F-4 Corsair, or F-4U Corsair. And then we have the P-40 Kitty Hawk, and I don't exactly know what that one is. I mean, we could go look. Okay, so it is the Westland Lysander. Yeah. There it is. And then the PT-22A. Alright, so we have this Vought Sikorsky XR4C. We have the P-51, or not P-51, P-61 Black Widow. And then over here we have the Loaning, pretty sure, OA-1A San Francisco. And then we have, over here we have the Boeing Sturman N2 S-5 Cadet. And then if we keep going, we have the Horton Ho 229 version 3, which is what that is back there. And then we have the Dan Versal Blériot. And we have a Hawker Hurricane and a P-38 Lightning. And then whatever this is. The Olmsted Pusher is what it's called. And I'm assuming that's the engine it uses, which is tiny. We have the F-8F Bearcat. And here's the underside of the B-29 Enola Gay. And here's the other side of the P-38. And we have the Nemesis NXT. And we have the Boeing 367-A here. So we have the Boeing 707. I'm just going to call it 707. I'm actually just going to call it -80. Then we have the Bolus BA-100 Baby Albatross. That's what that is. And then we have the Mahoney Scorus? It looks weird. Engine of a 707. And wow, this is interesting. And the engines are actually so much smaller, and there's a reason for that. And that is because there's no bypass. So on the big fat engines you see now, they have bypasses going through like the sides but it is just straight, all the air goes straight into the jet engine, and then after it goes straight into the jet engine, it comes straight out the back right here. So you can see there's absolutely no bypass. It is straight engine. And when the reverse thrust turns on, it'll literally pretty much just shift, and the air will go this way and come out there, and it'll push the air that way, which will make the plane slow down. Then we have the Junkers JU-52. We have, oh wow, I don't even know what that is, but we have Sport Wings Valkyrie there. And we have all these other planes, which will be showed in just a few seconds here. Here's the Boeing 307 and some things in the Balanza CF. And then we have the Stitz SA-2A Sky Baby, which is the world's smallest plane, but it's actually the second smallest plane. And then we have this BD5B, and then we have a Rutan Cozy over there. And then we have the Sukhoi Su-26M right here. And then we have the Curtiss JN-4D Jenny. And we have the Runner Winklebird BK. Then we have the 707 again. I'm going to show this plane a lot. And the F8F Bearcat is just over there. But yeah, looks. And then we have a bunch of various airplane private models. I don't know why I wasn't thinking about saying models. I was trying to figure out what to say for this. But yeah, my favorite here, I have two favorites, and that would have to be, my top three would be this North American Saberliner, this Bombardier Global Express, and probably this IAI Jet Commander, which I think looks absolutely amazing. The Red Bull Stratus Capsule, which, if you know this, you would know. And then we have a model of the Hindenburg Grumman G21 Goose, the Julian Knott Balloon Gondola, and then Breitling Orbiter 3 Gondola, which is this, and then Raven Vulcan Balloon Basket, which is over us. We don't need to keep going through those, but we do have a Dassault Falcon FedEx in front of us, so why not show that? So you have a bunch of these planes. I'm not even gonna name these. I don't even care about that. I'm done with blimps with the cameras and stuff, which is kind of cool. Goodyear Airship Pilgrim, that's what that is. And then we have a Cessna A52, or Cessna A152 Aerobat. And we have the North American Rockwell Shrike Commander 500S Sweetie Face. And the Concorde. This is really the second time I've mentioned it, which is, yeah. And then we have the Lockheed C-121, pretty sure. We'll go more over that when I get to the sign. And then we have the A330, A340 main landing gear, which is absolutely massive. It is almost as tall as the Concorde, which is insane. And then we have a bunch of more helicopters. Oh my gosh. It's the X-Wing. What? Sikorsky X2 technology demonstrator. And then right next to it, the Boeing 307 Stratoliner. And here we have my favorite model collection. We have plenty and plenty and plenty of airliners. And I'm only going to give you my top 3. You can give me your top 3 in the comments. So go ahead and take a look. But my top 3 are the L1011, which is this Northeast. This Airbus A380 model. And I would probably say the Braniff International 727. Okay, we have the Fleet Model 2 Plain Jane, and then you might recognize this one. This is Dusty Crophopper from the Planes movie. We have the Fairchild FC2 W2 Stars and Stripes, and we have the Pathfinder plane. Isn't it solar powered? Yeah, solar powered Pathfinder. And then we have all these helicopters. I'm not gonna name them because I don't feel like doing that. But then we have all these and all these up here. And we have the Pratt & Whitney PW4098, which is the Boeing 777 engine, which if you look here now you can see it has bypass chamber, and it is much, much, much thicker. And if they were to just use where the jet engine is, that's how thick the engine would be. Like, you can see how much thicker. So that's how thick it would be if they didn't use bypass. That's how thick it is now because they use bypass. And we have a police trike air thingy and a Dassault Falcon. There it is in the FedEx livery. And the Lockheed Constellation, or Lockheed, it's right there. Lockheed 1049F C121C Super Constellation. That's what that is. And it's the West Virginia Air Guard, which is where the C-17s are stationed. So this is where they used to be in Martinsburg. And looking out over the museum, which is something you don't get to do. And then you have this cool looking silver plane. Alright, and we have a new addition, which is the Grumman G164 AG-Cat. And then you have the Virgin Atlantic Global Flyer. That's what this is right here. And then you have the Double Eagle 2 blue, the balloon thing, the Globe Swift GC1-A. Then we have the Waterman Aeromobile and the Beechcraft 18. And then the Piper PA-12 Super Cruiser City of Washington. Then we have the Mooney M18C Mite, the Aeronca C2, and the Arlington Sisu A1. The Mitchell U2 Super Wing, and the Nelson BB1 Dragonfly, and the Stanley Nomad. The Aerosport A2-60, the de Havilland Canada DHC-1 Chipmunk Pennzoil Special, the Schweitzer SGU-2-22EK, and then the Reasoner C4C Challenger, which is the one that says north, the Travel Air D4D Pepsi Skyrider, which is that one right there, and the Loudslinger Laser 200, which is right there. The Monet Moni, the Piper PA-18 Super Cub, and then we have the G102 Standard 3. So, yeah. And here's the entire museum again, except for over there. But if we look down this way, we have the space shuttle. P-26P shooter, a Cessna 01 bird dog. I don't exactly know what that is. That is, okay, it is the Naval Aircraft Factory N3N3 Yellow Pirelli. And the bowless 1S 2100 Senior Albatross Falcon. And then this might be a little bit risky of a shot, but we have the MiG-17, the F-86 Sabre, and the T-33. F-86 Sabre and MiG-17, that is actually a really cool shot. And the T-33. And we have the Sikorsky HH-52A Sea Guard. And here's the entire military section over again. But we can see it from the top, so you can see it better. And then we have another 01 bird dog, but it has missiles on it. And machine gun, probably, somewhere. So, yeah. And there's the drone again. And here's the X-43 lifting body. It looks so weird. Oh, and the Messerschmitt Me 163, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so anyways, I didn't film an outro yesterday. So, here we go. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed the tour of the Dulles Museum. So, yeah.